Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Man shot dead in Maypen Market. A man was shot dead in Maypen Market in Clarendon on Saturday. The deceased has been identified as 31-year-old Romain Garden, otherwise called Georgie, of Kellis in the parish. Police reports are that Garden was at the market about 6 p.m. when a loud explosion was heard. Shortly after, he was seen with what appeared to be a gunshot wound. He was assisted to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing.
If somebody died from a gunshot, a gun is involved. When you hear the shots being fired nightly, momentarily to just intimidate, and when the police come through, everything crisps. So what it is in the culture of the community that make people think that it is okay.
Update on gunmen on rampage in Granville. 2 people have been killed in a shooting and arson in Granville, St. James. The police say the incident took place shortly after 1 a.m. on Sunday. Men armed with high-powered rifles traveled on foot to a family yard at Guns Drive and opened fire. One man was shot several times. His house was then burnt to the ground. The fire spread to 2 other houses, destroying both dwelling and burning another to death.
We had a major incident of violence last night, early in the morning, in fact. And the time is important because it took place, what you believe as an unusual time. It started at 1 a.m. in the morning, and when you call the crime pattern, that's an unusual time. So obviously a well-planned operation. And although it was designed to take the police off guard, they were very near. But they were in Granville, and they responded almost immediately. At that hour of the morning in darkness, and maybe high-powered weapons, the police had to be careful while in fact engaging them. So, if an average citizen got killed in this road, we would have had a different picture coming. And the police responded well, engaged the criminals, and we were able to remove them from the scene, but we did lose 2 officers in Granville, and the gentleman who was going inside the house. Not sure if he was shot up there, and a young man who was shot by the criminals. This is a result of continued gang warfare, which the police have been working on. As I said last night, it was appeared to have been a well-planned operation by gangsters. And although engaged quickly by the police, we still had a bad outturn. I want to reassure the citizens. The police is working very seriously to disrupt the gangs, and they're not going to win. The situation in St. James has been, the term I use, holding, but in fact we're able to contain some of the gang violence that have been over the last several weeks, especially since the Dolo introduced into Norwood. Granville has had several major interventions on this side. The security force is going to take steps to target these gangsters. And last night was sad, unfortunate, but we're going to ensure that the gangsters are going and restore peace and safety, public safety for people of Granville. We are aware there is tension in Granville, and in fact there are 2 contingents in Granville. So the police station not here a lot. There were 2 strong contingents, and after the very first of those fights, police was in the area. But at the time, in a densely populated area, it was challenging for the police to be more aggressive than they were. In fact, much of the shooting that the citizens heard last night, and that caused a little fear, was a result of the engagement with the police with the criminals.
About 1:15, me hear, brother. So I said to my brother, I said, how was that gunshot? And he said, yes. And me hear, brother. He said, Jesus Christ, you can't cool off your boat a second. He said, Jesus have mercy, me and my bathroom, me use the bathroom, shoot on the floor, no jaws, because me remember if you pull up because me I try if you do is avoid because both of us me living in, so me can't afford to make gunshot come through, so me duck. Whoever come to kill him, no say at the end, you know say I'm alone living there, then go and kill you and burn down the whole of the house. So 3 houses, them burn down over there, The one when we live in, one next door, and the other guy, Lamb's Bread, whatever they call him, female. So 3 houses burn down over there. In space, maybe less than half an hour, because that's when the shots start fire. You know what I mean?
I note that this shooting and killing and arson took place during curfew hours leading into an all-day curfew. And that shows a high level of calculatedness on the part of the criminals. You ask about what measures. The Deputy Prime Minister has indicated that we leave it to the security forces on the ground to advise what kind of ops and then get the support of the government, the rest of government, to deal with it. But bear in mind that Granville has had so many special security operations. Police supported by the army. Granville has had interventions over a period of time that you would expect the issues to be normalized and brought under control. And then you see a pattern and a cycle, a time of flare-up. Let me say that from the information I've received and from the time that I have spent here as Member of Parliament, it is clear to me that the solutions lie with the people. The people who live here, the big families who make up the community. The solution lies there, and this government stands willing and hopefully able to provide the support. But the people have the solution. And until they are prepared to say enough is enough and to help to deal with, either ask for the help or turn over those who are criminals. Because there's a culture that has been normalized in the community. So it's okay to kill for revenge. It's okay to burn out a man's house and send the signal. This is organized crime. Whether they are your family members or they're your friends, it is wrong and should never, ever, ever be condoned.
Tell us, what sleep in sleep? Yeah, something like shot. But when we talk now, you jump up and run in the bathroom. And the people, when I meet people, so you see like someone can come in my house. Step back in her room because she alone sleep. You know, me sleep in one room and she sleep in one. Because my girlfriend was there, she be a man. So, when I look and see her, I sum up. So I run and I try to cut the bathroom window. I see someone come and shut the bathroom window. I try to cut the room window, I come and look out. So I just run back and just pull her off her bed and she drop on her face and I say, I hold her mouth and I say, no ball out. But she heavy and I lift her up and run through smoke and reach her doorway and through the number one set up and escape. Run through the doorway through smoke. This is the next house beside me under fire and me house under fire. I'm gonna go and kill me. I'm gonna go and kill her. So I'm tear down my fence and escape through. I'm gonna go and see her.
Were you able to save anything?
No, nothing to save, nothing to save. 6 apartment house, one more flat. So that I don't save nothing, no school book, nothing. Birth certificate, everything gone. Nothing I get to sleep for.
So what is your daughter?
9. October come she 9.
How is she coping now with the situation?
But I don't know she has coping now. I want to leave me just go to her night if she don't want to now. The one lady just give me their clothes.
To give her?
Yeah. I want to sleep.
So you're gonna see counseling for her?
Don't cry, baby, don't cry.
Police is here. The issue of the physical plant is not the issue. What we need is the, as indicated, cooperation of the citizens who know the criminals and to give the police the kind of information that can be converted to evidence. The police is active on the ground and are taking steps to mitigate the problems. Our site was well planned and came out of it. Almost might call it unusual, because when the police is active they're active on patrol, but given the presence of communication and cell phones, if you those who are with us in the area know there are some vacant homes in the area coming across the hills in the dark, you know when the police patrol doesn't move from Garden Crescent or Guns Drive back to the main road, the police have to operate on the side. Whether they went back to the station or went back to the main road, not a relevant issue. They were here, they were moving through. And the citizens said lose their fear of talking or lose this propensity to take revenge. Vigilante justice will not work if it needs to work. Right? The police will take steps to protect those who are involved in work, providing information. In fact, I'm hoping the if I have to lose it. The big case currently being tried in Spanish Town, although I have tried 2 young cases before, could be a tipping point in the event. We have 42 witnesses to bring, and the police have had to be protecting their families. And I hope that as we come out of this, the citizens can be reassured that the police not only will take the steps to protect the honest citizens who speak to them in confidence, until we can take them to court and try and convict them. And once the citizens will believe and understand, the police will not only say that interest in that, but they will do it and do it successfully. That is what has led to this reprisal killing ongoing, which is difficult to prevent from happening.
DPM, I love the media to investigate now, man. Really investigate it and find out what's happening. Where they're hiding them, right? Because if somebody died from a gunshot, a gun is involved. When you hear the shots being fired nightly, momentarily to just intimidate, and when the police come through, everything crisp. So what it is in the culture of the community that make people think that it is okay.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.